What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode. If this is your first time visiting this channel, welcome to the channel, guys. We got to jump right in. Only in America. This is one of the only places in the world, one of the only places, not the only place, where a group of people will protest, riot, assault officers, do all of these things in the name of social justice for a criminal. For a criminal. Now, guys, straight up, this is a justified use of force unless these officers are revealed to have done something out of the ordinary. This is justified, guys. From everything that I'm seeing, from the story that I'm hearing from the police chief in Rock Hill, and the background of the suspects who are in this scuffle with the police, this is a justified use of force, and the people who are protesting and rioting are absolutely lawless people, and they have been perverted. Guys, at the end of the day, this whole narrative of, oh, the cops are systemically racist, it's false, and it just causes people to overreact. And honestly, the narrative is part of the problem, but honestly, some people are just plain straight out immature and don't understand how to critically think about situations, how to practice patience, to actually get the whole story before actually pulling the trigger, before actually setting a tree on fire, before actually setting a firework or something like that at the police. People don't think. They just see little clips like this and they go out there and they say his name. Oh, fire these officers. Guys, some people will say, well, how do you know he was a criminal? How do you know he was a criminal? Well, listen to this. Ricky Price was charged with possession with intent to distribute crack cocaine, possession with intent to distribute marijuana, carrying a pistol unlawfully, unlawful possession of a firearm by a person convicted of a violent offense, and ding, 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 you guessed it, resisting arrest. But before we go any further, guys, make sure you guys join the journey to 5,000 subs. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. And let's dive into the backstory, because unless body cam footage comes out contradicting the police statements, this use of force is 100% justified. So like I already said, this man, Ricky Price, was charged with intent to distribute crack cocaine, distribute marijuana, carrying a pistol unlawfully, and unlawful possession of a firearm by a person convicted of a violent offense, and resisting arrest. This is the guy that you guys want to protest and riot for? Him? Okay, you've lost all sense. Chief of Police Chris Watts released this statement, and I'll link this video in the description below so you guys can watch this for yourself. He essentially says the Rock Hill Violent Crime Unit was working with Homeland Security investigations, conducting surveillance on known repeat offenders. One of those repeat offenders was Ricky Price. Ricky Price was stopped during a traffic stop. He was stopped for an illegal turn and changing lanes unlawfully. He pulled over at a gas station. Price was the only occupant at the time of the stop. Canine dogs were deployed to conduct a narcotic sniff, and the canine team alerted the presence of illegal substances in the car, which prompted the searching of Ricky Price's car. Cops found 2 bags of marijuana and a handgun and placed Ricky Price under arrest. Now, if the story ended there, and we actually had compliance by the suspect, if Ricky Price would have just taken his loss and said, you know what, I got caught, I was doing wrong, and the police caught me, let me just obey, let me comply, let me listen to the officer's commands, he would go in the back of that cop car where he was going to end up either way, and all of this would have been avoided. And it is his fault this escalated. This is Ricky Price's fault. This is Travis Price's fault. Who is Travis Price, you might ask? Well, guys, this is where the story gets even better. During the search and seizure, Ricky Price's brother, Travis Price, pulls up to the scene of the arrest. Travis walked over to the officers that were detaining Ricky and tried to grab items from his brother. Numerous times, Travis was told to get back, but he refused. Officers approached Travis and he used his body to make contact with officers when they were trying to move him back. Travis was told to get back, but he refused. Travis used his hand to push the officer, and the officer pushed Travis back into a large propane tank, telling him he was under arrest. This is about the time that the video we're about to watch begins. So at the time of Travis fighting, Ricky Price then started resisting police, and he threw a punch, hitting an officer in the face. Now, let's take a look at the video. Now, some of it's edited, but I want to take a look at this and we could just talk about it a little bit, and then we can move on to these ridiculous riots. But let's go ahead and listen to this, guys.
South Carolina attorney is speaking all new today on behalf of the family of two brothers whose arrest was captured in a viral video. We do want to warn you, this video is hard to watch. Take a look. All right, this has been shared more than 7,000 times.
So this is Travis,
this all started yesterday
and over here is Ricky.
Traffic stop in Rock Hill. Officers pulled over Ricky Price for an illegal turn. They then searched his vehicle and found marijuana, a pistol, and later crack cocaine. As officers worked to arrest Ricky Price, his brother Travis arrived on scene. He tried to take back Ricky's possessions. You can see here a scuffle ensues, punches being thrown before both brothers were taken into custody.
Yeah, and then it leads to fires and people shooting fireworks. Now, guys, look at this. Why in the world does it take 1, 2, 3 people to detain good old Ricky Price? Ricky Price was just being a good citizen. He was trying to just get home and make lunch. He was following the laws. He was being a good guy. No, no, and no. And then on top of that, he starts fighting police officers. Now, this video right here is edited, and they don't let the part where he's throwing punches, the officers throwing punches, they don't let that part come out, because at the end of the day, you know, these people think that this is too hard to watch. But he's throwing punches. If you have a man throwing punches at a police officer, what in the world do you think is going to happen? What is going to be the response? What are the police supposed to do? So in the video that was edited out, people were taking really harsh stances against the police officer who was just throwing, he was going bang, bang, bang on Ricky Price's knee. Now, first off, it's his knee. Okay, these punches aren't going to kill him. His life wasn't in danger because he was getting punched above the kneecap. The police officers were trying to get him under control. And at the end of the day, they had to use that force because, as you saw, it took 1, 2, 3 grown men to detain this guy. And this is the guy that we're protesting and rioting for? Well, not we. I would never put my neck out for somebody like this. But we have some people who that's just what they want to do, you know. And then the attorney says, "Oh, it was for no reason." I mean, take one more look at this, because I don't understand why people would act so quickly when you don't even have the whole story.
This has been shared more than
this is all you saw.
Times. This all started yesterday afternoon with a traffic stop in Rock Hill. Officers pulled over.
And I'll turn off the commentary since we've already heard that. But I mean, take a look, guys. Ricky Price is obviously resisting arrest. On top of he has a past criminal record. On top of he has marijuana in the car. On top of he has crack cocaine in the car. And then right there, that's when they cut it out, and the punches start getting thrown.
Sparked protests last night outside the Rock Hill police station. At one point, someone lit a tree on fire.
Yeah.
Firefighters had to be escorted to put it out. The protest broke up around 12:30 this morning. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us now live. And this morning, the two brothers who were arrested were in court at a bond hearing. And afterwards, Richard, we heard from a family through an attorney, right?
Absolutely correct, Ben. Good afternoon to you. A good Thursday afternoon, all. As you said, we heard from the family and also local representatives of both the NAACP as well as Black Lives Matter and two state representatives. But as for those two brothers, they're back in the York County Detention Center. But one has a chance to get out soon. The other, not so fast.
I mean, the crazy thing about this is no matter what, these brothers, well, at least Ricky was headed here. No matter how he acted, this is where his fate was going to lead him. So if he would have just obeyed police officers, this whole story wouldn't even be up here. And then Travis, he was an even bigger idiot rolling up to the scene. But no matter what, they were going to end up here. So why not just comply and listen to instruction and obey the police officers? But instead, you want to escalate the situation by being a lawless citizen. Does that make sense?
Brothers Ricky, shown here in a wheelchair, and his brother Travis Price both appeared before a magistrate today, less than one day after that video of Rock Hill police officers and Homeland Security agents arresting them went viral. Officers had stopped Ricky for 2 traffic violations, they say, but a scuffle broke out as officer tried to take off.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. The punches. All right, good.
His jewelry to his officer.
So if you guys see, here, the man in the blue, all right, 3 guys pinning him down. 1, 2, 3. Officer in the blue notices that they still don't have him under control, and they go for it. They go for the knockout punch, literally. But instead of being a knockout punch, they're hitting him on his leg. So everybody saying, "Oh, that's too violent." No, that's not too violent, because at the end of the day, Ricky Price is being violent.
Police charge was giving a bond of amount of close to $1,100. As you said, Justin Bradberg, a state representative and also an attorney, says this is a simple case of policing gone too far.
No.
There's no reason for the level of force we saw used on that video yesterday. There's no reason for that.
Yes, there is. Okay. Yes, there is. It's called being a criminal who is resisting arrest, who has a weapon unlawfully in your car. All of these things, guys, that it's like some people, I mean, I understand the lawyer, he has to try to get a check, but if you're actually looking at this situation and you see all the variables that are against Ricky Price, how could you say this is unjustified? I mean, how could you say that this use of force was excessive? How could you say that this use of force was wrong, when at the end of the day, what we see is a man resisting police so hard that it takes 3 men. It takes 3 men, guys. It takes 3 men to hold him down. Now, of course, all of this led to protests, riots, and all the other things that we've been talking about. And the last time I checked, last thing I want to share with you guys is the fact that we have 11 people arrested following the second night of protests in Rock Hill. After the video was widely shared, community members took to the streets of Rock Hill demanding answers surrounding the arrest of Ricky and Travis Price, which we are getting. I don't understand what else you want. Your boy was wilding out.
And we begin tonight with a live look at what is happening right now in Rock Hill. Police officers are out in riot gear, and moments ago, somebody threw a firework. Things escalating in the past few minutes. A pretty chaotic scene right now. Several skirmishes with police breaking out, and we've learned at least 8 protesters have been arrested.
Tonight's protest coming just hours after we heard from police and community leaders about this video showing the arrest of brothers Ricky and Travis Price following a drug investigation. The police chief says SLED is now looking into it, and the department is conducting its own internal review. Body camera video from the incident has not been released to the public.
Yeah. So, guys, enough of that. You know, in my view, what we have here is a justified use of force. Yes, there was a lot of force, but to the officers' credit, they did not kill either suspect. To the officers' credit, they did not fatally hurt. They did not change these people's lives with some sort of life-altering injury. The officers detained Travis and Ricky. They did it with a lot of force, but at the end of the day, they had to overcome the amount of force that they were experiencing. So in my view, guys, justified. And my key takeaway is this: don't break the law, don't resist police, comply with rules and laws, and respect authority. And this will not be you. But anyways, guys, of course, there are going to be many who listen to that, to listen to everything I just said, and they're like, nope, it's the systemic racism that's holding you back. Nope, you can't. No, you're just talking about, you've internalized white supremacy, all of these things. No. I've internalized the fact of the matter is criminals bring dismay upon themselves. And what we saw with Ricky Price was not a brokenness of the system, unless, like I said earlier, some video comes out and contradicts the story or shows, that there was a foul play by the officers. Unless there's just explicit evidence that shows the officers are wrong, this is 100% justified. But I'm going to leave that right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified anytime I make a video. And I will see you good people on the next one. As always, God bless. Peace.